Let's take a look at the questions on homework number 11. So we start with level 1 of finding missing interior angles of a triangle. And all you need to know is the triangle sum theorem that states that all 3 angles inside of a triangle must add up to 180 degrees. All 3 of these angles must add up to 180 degrees. So angle 1 is 60 degrees, angle 2 is x degrees, and angle 3 is a box. And you know that that box represents a 90-degree angle, so the number we'll use is 90. The left side of our algebra equations has 2 constants, so we're going to combine these 2 numbers together. We'll leave the plus x, the equals, and the 180. Now we're going to use the subtraction property of equality here to isolate our variable x, and that's how we find our answer of 30 degrees. We add all 3 angles together, and then use our inverse operations. So the answer is x equals 30. Let's try another one. Again, all 3 angles, x, 81, and 38, all 3 angles, when added together, must sum to 180 degrees. Feel free to use your calculator to help you combine these terms. Is 119. And so we're going to subtract 119 from both sides. And we'll get our final answer here, which is 61 degrees. So we'll type 61 here in that box. So that pretty much concludes how you're going to solve these level 1 questions. You'll be given 2 angles with numbers and 1 angle with an x. Add all 3 items together. Now if one of these angles has a box, that means it's 90. Let's take a look at level 2. Level 2 is only going to give you 1 angle measure, or maybe 2, like this one here, but the third will have an algebra expression. Again, the same rule applies. All 3 angles added together have to equal 180 degrees. The 3 angles are 33, a box, which is a right angle, and this algebra expression, 3x plus 9. Now be careful when you're combining like terms here. You combine only the constants, and notice how I circled the operations in the front, because that's going to tell us what to do. So using a calculator, you're going to add 33 plus 90 plus 9. And you're going to get 132. But you still have a plus 3x, and you still have a 180. So now we're going to use our properties of equality here. Subtract 132 on both sides. Rewrite our algebra equation. This makes a 0. So this is 48. Divide both sides by 3. Pick up your calculator. And you get your final answer. Type that in the box. And start your next question. Excellent. Again, all 3 angles have to add up to 180 degrees. Now be careful for this one. The first angle is 3x minus 9. 3x minus 9. The second angle is 90, so we're going to put plus 90. And the third angle is plus 60. Don't forget the magic number is 180. Now be careful when you're combining this time. It's a negative 9 plus 90. So that's 81. Then plus 60. So on your calculator, you're going to type negative 9 plus 90 plus 60. The 3x will stay the same, but your answer to these 3 combined is 141, or positive 141. Use your subtraction property of equality to clear this constant. And we'll type 3x equals 39. Divide both sides by 3. And you get your final answer, 13. Type it in the box here. All right, it's the same process. Add 81 plus 55 plus 6x plus 20. This will be the last one that I do. 81 plus 55 plus 6x plus 20 equals 180 degrees. Don't forget you're combining 81 plus 55 and plus 20. You're not combining that with the 6x. So get your calculator out. Add 81 plus 55 plus 20. You get 156. You're going to subtract 156 from both sides. And you're going to get 6x is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 6, and we're going to get x is equal to 4. Type that here in the box. Okay. Let's take a look at the third topic, exterior angles of triangles. Let's take a look at the third topic. The exterior angle of a triangle is the angle that's on the outside. That's an exterior angle. And there are two things you need to know. The first is that it is supplementary to its adjacent angle, because these two items make a linear pair, right? They're adjacent. So angle 1 and the adjacent angle 2 make that 180 degree supplemental pair. So if I'm looking for angle x, then I can simply write a statement that 162 plus x is equal to 180 degrees. Use my subtraction property of equality, and I'm done. 18 is our missing angle measure. Let's try this again. Remember, the angle next to the exterior angle is a linear pair, or supplementary angles. So the angle of x plus the 129 degree exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. Subtract 129 from both sides, and you have your missing measure. 51 degrees. Again, these two here are supplemental pairs. So 70 plus x is equal to 180. Subtract 70 from both sides, and you get your missing angle measure. They're supplementary. 110 degrees. Some of you don't even need to write the algebra out to figure this one. Now here's where it starts to get a little more challenging. 74 is the exterior angle of this triangle. 74 is the exterior angle, but the angle adjacent to it has no information, and we're not trying to figure it out. So the angle we're trying to figure out is here, but you cannot find the missing angle here unless you know these other two. So there's two ways you can solve this. You could figure out what's missing here because they're supplementary, and then you can add up all three of these and do two separate problems. Or you could use the exterior angle rule of a triangle. And the exterior angle theorem states the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two opposite, right? The angle's not touching it. The angle's not touching it. The sum of the two angles that are opposite of it. So these two angles, if added together, have to equal 74. So 24 plus x has to equal 74. Subtract 24 from both sides, and you've got your missing measure. The two opposite or remote angles, these are remote because they do not touch the 74, the two opposite remote angles are equal if the sum of those are equal to the exterior angle 74. So the missing number is 50. Let's try one last problem. Again, the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two opposite remote angles. So x plus this box, which we know is 90 degrees, has to equal 150. Notice I'm not putting 180 on this side. I'm putting the actual exterior angle. So x plus 90 has to equal 150. So that makes my missing angle measure 60 degrees. All right, that leads us to our last topic on the triangle inequality. So this one has 4 multiple choices, and all of these multiple choices here represent the 3 sides of a triangle. But the rule for a triangle is when you're drawing a triangle, all 3 sides must meet. So if I start here and then draw there, but only have a short line, I won't make a triangle. So the inequality theorem states the 2 sides of a triangle, these numbers here, when you add them together, they have to be higher than this third number. So these 2 smaller numbers here, these 2 numbers have to be larger than this side when they're added together. So we'll take a quick peek here. 13 plus 27 is 40. And 40 is higher than 39. So that is a triangle. But 14 plus 23 is only 37. And that is not bigger than that. So that's not a triangle. And 15 plus 19 is 34. And 34 is not bigger than 35. So this is not a triangle. And 9 plus 14 is 23. And 23 is not bigger than 25. So that is not a triangle. So that means this one was the only one that fulfilled the requirement, which is that these 2 sides have to add up to a number larger than the third side. So that's our answer. Again, the first 2 sides have to add up to be larger than this one, not equal to that one, larger. So 8 plus 10 makes 19, and that is too small. 8 plus 10 is 18, and 18 is smaller than 19. So this one doesn't work. 12 and 24 makes 36, and 36 is bigger than 35. This makes 20. This makes 25, so this is also a triangle. And 7 and 22 makes 29. This is also a triangle. So the only one that could not represent a triangle is the first one. And we know that because the first 2 numbers do not add up to a number larger than the third. So 8, 10, and 19 is not the measures of the 3 sides of a triangle. Which of the following sets of numbers could represent the 3 sides of a triangle? So again, I go through this process. 13 plus 23 is 36. Yes, 36 works. 9 plus 13 is 22. That's too small. 11 plus 17 is 28. It can't be equal, has to be more. So that's too small. And 4 and 9 is 13, but it cannot be equal. It has to be larger, so that one's too small. So that's why the first one here is the only one that works. So again, as you're going through your numbers, read the question carefully. Which of the following sets of numbers could not represent the three sides of a triangle? So this one here, 22, yep, that could. 4 plus 9 is 13, that could not. 15 plus 18 is 33, so that could. And 6 and 19 is 25, so that could. So now we know which one does not. And that concludes our homework tutorial for all 4 topics.